When was the last time we qualified for the Under 17 World Cup?
Maybe you lack quality.
AFCON Cup. It's not about quality. It's about the bribery and corruption.
It's about quality.
It's about the bribery and corruption, because if players are good enough and they are not being called into the setup, into the Under 17s, Under 20s, but people have to pay bribes, right, for them to be called up, then it means that you're going to be short of what? Quality.
Hi, welcome to Soccer Punch on the Al Media channel with me, Joseph. Today we'll be taking a look at a very, very interesting topic, which has really got most Ghanaians deliberating on. Because just a couple of days ago, Ghana lost in a doubleheader against Sudan in the 2025 AFCON qualifiers. The AFCON bound for Morocco, which left the Black Stars in a very, very precarious situation. Just 2 points after 4 games. And guess what? In that game, most of the players failed to turn up. The likes of Kudus Mohamed, who was captain for both matches. There was no Thomas Partey, so Antoine Semenyo failed to make an impact. You had Inaki Williams also failing to make an impact in that game. There was Fatawi Sahaku. Ernest Nwama is there, Jordan Ayew, Alexander Jiku. You can mention the team. All these players played for 118 minutes in the both home and away ties against Sudan. Have failed to get the Black Stars the needed point. But guess what? Over the weekend, or days after departing the Black Stars, they joined their respective clubs. Jordan comes on for Leicester City, scores in stoppage time to end them 3 points. Inaki Williams scores a brace for his side, that's Athletic Bilbao, in their win. In the La Liga, you have Abdul Fattah Issahaku also coming off the bench for Leicester City assistant Bonanote, and then, you know, quite a number of these players. Gideon Mensah also for Auxerre, setting up their second goal in their 2-1 win over Reims. So the question we are asking on the Soccer Punch is that, do you think there's a problem with these players when, you know, they converge in play for the Black Stars? Or you think there's something that's even more worrying or cumbersome with the Black Stars, even beyond these players? Because we saw Kudus also score for West Ham, despite the fact that he got himself sent off. So if you're Ghanaian, then there's a lot to ponder about. But I have two of, you know, the best analysts in the business to help us analyze and see what's actually happening to these players when they join the Black Stars. Has it got to do with spirituality? I think maybe spiritually they feel down when they play for the Black Stars, and when they go to their respective clubs, they play so well. Because Antoine Semenyo was part of that Bournemouth team that beat Aston for the first time in the Premier League this season. So that's what we have for you on the Soccer Punch. Quite interesting, you know. And I have Courage here with me who will be helping me. He's a spiritualist, so maybe he would also look at the spiritual aspect of it. And I have another spiritual man also over here who can also help us with the spirituality of the whole thing. If the Black Stars having cares, or I just can't tell. But I think it's spiritual.
Yeah.
It's spiritual.
Anybody who says it's spiritual is useless.
Are you kidding me? What was useless? You don't believe in spirituality?
I'm saying that.
No, wait.
I'm saying
I'm
that.
asking you a simple question. Do you
I'm
believe?
saying that.
Wait.
I'm saying that.
I'm the moderator. I can.
It doesn't matter whether you're moderator or not. Anybody who thinks the players coming to the Black Stars are not performing, it's a spiritual matter. It's useless.
I said that. Tell me to my face.
We need to have your head chopped off.
Tell me to my face.
I'm telling you. We need to have your small head.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe in spirituality?
Of course, I'm a spiritual being.
And you don't think football can be played in the spiritual realm?
Where?
How did India win?
No, which realm?
When?
How did India win their World Cup?
When did that happen?
When? Why? Are you not here?
So you don't know India won the World Cup?
There's some mystery.
Alright, Kai, let me begin quickly. It's the Black Stars players. Kudus scoring, Inaki with a brace, Jordan Ayew with a lovely goal for Leicester to win them 3 points. Fattah Issahaku came on, chopped the ball, you know, onto his right foot, across into the box. There's a goal, an assist for him. Jiku playing 90 minutes. You know, it's the list goes on and on and on and on. And these are the same players that you put together with the Black Stars, and they fail to function as a team. What's wrong with the Black Stars? Is it the coach?
I'm beginning to believe what Neymar said some time ago, that African players are very, very talented, but then they only perform well with their clubs.
But what has Neymar won with Brazil?
Because he's won the Olympics with the Brazilian.
Is that a trophy?
Yes, it's a trophy. That was the only trophy missing in their cabinets.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for admitting. So, you know, aside that, I think it's the environment for them. You see, human beings are being.
Is it polluted?
But that is what water pollution. Yeah. And then the sort of pressure on them to deliver.
But I think there's no pressure when you are playing for a club that pays you £200,000.
You see, yes, there's some sort of pressure, but then the amount or the limits of the pressure is quite lesser than being in the national team. You see, there is a certain Mohamed Kudus, Ghanaians see as Ghana's version of Leo Messi. But then in West Ham, there's a certain Bowen, there's a certain the Jamaican. So like, even though there's pressure, but then it's not solely on him.
Why don't you say in the Black Stars there's also Jordan Ayew, there's Antoine Semenyo, there's Inaki Williams, there's Abdul Fattah Issahaku. So that also takes away some of the pressure because equally these are quality players.
Currently, they are all fighting for their spots in the squad. Aside Kudus, every single Black Stars player is fighting for a
Semenyo
spot.
started almost every AFCON cup of AFCON qualifier.
If all players are available and all things equal, Semenyo sits on the bench. Yes, if Suleiman, the Southampton guy, if he's around, Semenyo gets relegated to the bench. Maybe unless he's on an unplayable form. You see, so the national team is today we are in, tomorrow we are out. But then with their club, they are giving the liberty to operate at their own
You think
pace.
Okwadu doesn't give these players the liberty to play, the freedom to do what they want to do with the ball?
He's like, guys, you need to win this game at all costs.
But it's the same thing Ateta will be telling Partey. It's the same thing
but
Lopetegui. It's the same thing Lopetegui will be telling Kudus. It's the same thing Steve Cooper will be telling Jordan Ayew and Issahaku. It's everywhere. It's the same thing that the head coach of Athletic Bilbao will be telling Inaki Williams that we have to win.
They are not dominant at their club sides. As
These are
compared to
top players. That's
But
Inaki Williams is always starting games for Bilbao.
Yes.
Kudus is a starter for West Ham. Semenyo is a starter with Bournemouth.
But with their club team, they see it as a more collective effort. Because they are stars from different countries coming
And they are
together.
not stars converging with in the Black Stars.
They feel there's pressure on us. You just like they go under a lot of pressure with the national team. That's what I feel. The pressure is too much for them to carry. So there's this nerve and then this kind of fear factor in them
When they play for the Black Stars.
Yes.
But these are not the same players that won in June. All right, so I'll get back to you. First, I nearly attributed it to spirituality, but after a couple of consultations with very spiritual people, I came to the realization that it has nothing to do with spirituality. It's just something else, which I believe maybe you could help us with. But what's actually wrong with these players? These are players that you put together in the Black Stars. They don the jersey. They put up subpar performances. They go to their respective clubs, and they're fired.
Josiah, to start with, I have already gone to the spiritual realm.
Oh, you also entered it. It means you saw the same thing I saw.
I have spoken with ancestors
so
already.
You saw the same thing I saw.
What you saw is different from what I see, because what I consult is different from what you consult.
But still the spiritual.
The spiritual. We have different realms. You understand? I mean,
what dimension?
I am operating in the upper limit room. So that is the lower hemisphere. So yes, you see, on a more serious note, right? I do not agree with my colleague, because I can tell you for a fact that every single player that plays for the national team has the quality to be part of the national team. Because you can't tell me that we have players playing for Leicester, right?
Yeah.
Playing for Atletico Bilbao, playing for West Ham, playing for Atlanta, playing for Auxerre, playing for Feyenoord, playing for Olympic Lyon, who do not or who cannot be counted among the best. It's absolutely rubbish. Do you understand? You see, the problem is that we have a deficiency when it comes to our technical team. And we have a bigger deficiency when it comes to the structure, which I have continuously said. Do you understand me?
What's with the structure?
The structure is that from upper management, which is the Ghana Football Association, the mismanagement is crippling down to the playing body. The mismanagement at the Black Star, at the what's the name?
The Football Association?
In the Football Association. The stealing, the corruption.
Can you lay more emphasis and clarity?
I am saying that what is happening at the hierarchy is that they are only focused on making money.
And how does that affect
No,
the performance? How does that affect
it affects the totality of the performance.
No, we are talking about the performance of these players. How does
Josiah,
that corruption affect the performance of Mohamed?
If the players understand and appreciate the fact that their input is not being appreciated enough, not monetary wise, but why should they be working, right, for the DFA to be milking out of
being paid their bonuses?
It is not
Has
about
any Black Stars player ever complained about an unpaid bonus?
It is not about bonuses.
So what's it about?
You understand? It's about structure.
So what's the structure?
That's why I'm saying that at the end of the day, what the DFA is not putting in place, because as I speak with you right now, our national center for excellence, Ganama Soccer Center for Excellence, right? It's not in good shape.
But there are still renovations.
I am saying that it is not in good shape.
But there are still renovation work going on.
Comparably, you see, we have accepted and appreciated mediocrity to the extent that if paintings are done, then we say that is renovation.
No, but we are talking about the performances of these players.
The performance of the players is as a result of a lot of factors.
So why? How does corruption? How does corruption?
Josiah,
I just want you to elaborate. How does corruption affect?
I am saying that corruption affects the performance of the Black Stars.
Based on?
Because we lack the source through which we can have a pool of players that are able to enter the Black Stars. For example, the players that we currently have in the Black Stars are all segregated everywhere. There's no way that you can tell me that we have players in the Black Stars that have come from the local league or the under 17. I am saying that you can have quality. But previously, we have had the same quality, but with a crop of players that are coming from the local pool. Under 17, under 20, under 23, the local Black Stars, the local league. And these are players that have gone to appreciate and know each other.
But you mentioned that you have players playing within Europe, the European top 5 leagues. You mentioned teams that are you trying to tell me there's a player playing locally that's better than any of these players?
I am not saying that there's a local player better than these players. I am saying that we have talent. I get to the point. But these are talents that are segregated everywhere without necessarily understanding the fabric of our football identity. Inaki Williams is playing for the national team because he's been rejected by Spain.
Morocco qualified. They became the first team from the AFCON continent to make it to the semi-final of the World Cup, with most of their players not even born within Morocco.
What works for another country might not work for us.
That's the point. So every single let's I just want us to, for contest's sake, for clarity purposes, why do these players not perform well when they play for the Black Stars, but they perform when they move outside and play for their respective clubs?
I have given you 3 separate reasons. 1, deficiency in our technical bench. 2, structural problems. 3, corruption. Everybody knows that Otuado and his staff are not up to the task.
So that's one of the reasons.
That is one of the reasons. Secondly, the structural problem. We don't have a natural progression from the under 17, under 20, under 23 into the Black Stars.
I've seen Kudus play for under 17. Kudus played
how many Josiah?
And you can just
Josiah.
Did Harry Kane play for the England under 20 side?
No.
At that time, he wasn't good enough.
That's the point. So some of these players
wasn't good enough.
You don't always have that seamless transition.
No, Josiah, it's not about having a seamless transition. What we are saying is that from time immemorial, from 1990, every single Black Star setup, right? I've had players from under 17, under 20.
We have it now.
How many players do we have in that setup?
We've spoken about.
No, how many?
Fatawi Isaako is one of them. He played with under 20.
How many?
No, but you wouldn't.
We have to.
Atizigi is one. You wouldn't have.
Atizigi was in the World Cup in Turkey when France won the Popular.
2013. That's the point.
Is that a natural progression?
But how?
Where was it when you brought him into the under 20 setup?
He was in, I think, one of the foreign clubs.
Thank you. You see, Josiah. The point
Jordan Ayew.
The point.
Played for
Who?
Jordan Ayew.
Never played for the
It wasn't an unofficial match.
Josiah. I am saying that we don't necessarily have to have the whole setup coming from the.
But you have key players.
We have key players that are going to come from that progression. the squad that qualified for the first World Cup in 2006, majority of that pool were from the Ganama Soccer Center and then from the Winneba School Complex, right? These are players that naturally progress from under 17, under 20, under 23 into the Black Stars. So there is a great understanding. They were brought up in the fabric of the nation when it comes to the football identity.
Yes.
That is a different composition when it comes to what? Assembling talent.
But how did Nigeria end up placing second in the AFCON when 7 or 8 out of their players in the first 11 were not even born in Nigeria?
Josiah, what can work for another country might
But
not
it's
work for
Africa
you.
we are talking about.
But it is not, no. Josiah, what pertains in Ghana is different from what pertains in Nigeria. What pertains in Nigeria is different from what pertains in Cameroon. What pertains in Ghana is different from what pertains in Ivory Coast. What has worked for us is what we are saying.
Yes.
What has worked for us
these
is
are two different eras.
Josiah,
Two different generations.
What has worked for us is the fact that every time that we have had a seamless progression of players into the Black Stars, we have done very well.
To what percentage?
Right?
I just want
to
to
the
know.
percentage that even in 2006, right? 2006, 2010, 2018. Do you understand me? These were players that were through the system.
Talent. You
Is
don't
it-
always have.
what-
All right,
Josiah, for you to have a generational talent, you need to groom them through a particular process.
So you think
it is that process?
corruption?
It is
You
that
think
process,
it's
Josiah.
corruption, structure?
It is that process that has been truncated because the hierarchy do not want to put the monies that we are
But we
getting.
still have junior sides, don't we?
What is the focus on them? That's
Seems
that's
like
the
the
focus.
focus on them sometimes.
What was the last time we qualified for the under 17 World Cup?
Maybe you lack
Even
quality.
the African Cup.
But you lack
It is not
quality.
about quality.
It's about
It's about the
quality.
bribery and corruption.
It's about quality.
It is about the bribery and corruption because if players are good enough and they are not being called into the setup, into the under 17s, under 20s, but people have to pay bribes, right, for them to be called up, then it means that you're going to be short of what? Quality.
You have
That is
evidence, you have evidence that people do really pay bribes.
people pay.
to God.
You have football money. Do you not pay? No, do you not?
Please
No,
take
no,
me
you have
out.
football manager. Do
I've
you
never
not
paid
pay?
a bribe before. Please take me
You
on.
manage players. Do you not pay?
So now it's no more spirituality. It's bribery and corruption.
No, ask him. Josiah, ask him. He manages players. Do you not pay?
All right, so
Please.
we are talking
On
about
the record,
last-
I've never paid bribe to any national
we are
team
talking about,
executive
you know,
for player
why
inclusion
these
before.
Ghanaian players fail to deliver when they play for the Black Stars. But you know, they put out 10 out of 10 performances when they go to the foreign side. I don't know. Maybe you could also have your own opinion as to why these players do not turn up when they play for the Black Stars. Is it Otuado? Is it the FA? Bribery and corruption, or maybe force just doesn't want the Black Stars to win. But you can leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the Our Media channel because we'll be bringing to you more and interesting podcasts. Bye.